Welcome back to the Hurley Pro. We're now getting into the fourth round with Heat 1, Adriano de Souza up against Sebastian Zietz and Jadson, causing a huge upset, knocking Gabriel Medina out of the event in the third round. Sebastian Zietz has been on fire. Adriano de Souza so focused for a big finish here. He's already broken that run of 13th place finishes, and he's looking good for a quick start at the moment. Heading left, driving up into that first section. Always so tight on the backhand. De Souza pivots around that big bottom turn and drives straight up into the lip. But a little sleepy through the middle of this ride. It gets a finish on the inside.
Sacrifice probably a quality of wave here just to be able to get that quick start and start the rotation too. You know, you're going to slide into that #1 priority when priority actually does come into play. Hopefully he gets a pretty good score. This wave does get, like you said, sleepy through that midsection, which we know that these lefts can do. But if you stick with it, you do get a finish, so you can kind of get that outside move, that inside move. You mentioned Ace has been on for 11 years. It feels like Adriano's been way longer.
Figured out the formula for winning pretty early on, and he's up again here on a better looking wave. And Adriano, when he finds some clean face, really blows the opportunity to lay a deep track. That was a huge first turn, but not much else down the line. Sebastian Zietz has been super impressive throughout the first couple of rounds. Hasn't been doing much of that. Massive opportunity to jump straight to the quarters.
So first wave of the set, you know, after paddling out off the left, and then that arc. Money. I don't always like to use the word money, but that was pretty much money. And just the mistake there. But that initial turn, very solid. And this is just a huge opportunity lost for Sebastian Zietz. I mean, considering what he's been able to do on his earlier heats, the surfing he's doing. First real error fall that I can recall. Shake that one off, Seabass.
Once he sets his mind on a goal too, Jadson knows how to see it through. Here he goes now. A good-looking wall stretching out in front, drives off the bottom. And the transition to get his board vertical was just so swift. A bit wonky through this next section, just trying to get his feet back in the right place. But that first turn was really impressive.
Again, it's a nice size set wave. We're looking at a high tide in about a half an hour. So we're at that kind of fuller tide scenario. So you got to pick the right waves. A lot of these waves will meander into that deep water pretty quickly. Kind of what happened there in that one. That one was a very peaky wave, but hard to resist a set wave on the peak and lowers.
Guys looking for something decent. He had a 4.33 on that opening ride, just for one turn. Sebastian Zietz notched a 4.6. And Sebastian's having a look at this one, using his priority here. Just beautiful conditions. And Sebastian, 2 falls now, and he's been so sure-footed through the earlier rounds.
Take a look at what happened here. Nice vertical section, and you know, generally he's been able to whip that around.
Just watching what happens on the days that you don't have to compete, or the heats that you don't compete, and seeing how they perform.
Yeah, I don't really watch it at all. I focus on my performance and the things that I can focus on, and things that don't wear me down, like getting caught up in other amazing performances. So yeah, just keep it really simple and keep enjoying my time out in the water, and just try and keep smiling.
Julian, well done. We love the surfing you're doing. Back to you, Ron.
It looked sharp, and that was a pretty tough draw. Ethan Ewing can be dangerous, especially when really he's at the point in the season where he's got to get a big result. But during that interview, Adriano
best wave of the heat
lit one up.
He did, you know, and it's a set wave that just kept giving him beautiful sections. That top to bottom style of surfing that we've been accustomed to watching from Adriano. You know, and I think that this is a performance that he needed to kind of put up in this round to start establishing himself as someone to take the win here. You know, there's been such great performances by the front runners, John and Jordy, you know, even Seabass in this heat, that, you know, he's been sitting there kind of underneath the radar, but now knowing full well that early momentum in this heat has put him in good position. And look at the score that's just posted for him.
gets higher and higher here on the World Tour?
Well, the performance, first of all, you know, what you see going on during the WSL Tour is it's the best surfing in the world, and you have every surfer being able to do maneuvers that other disciplines that we're doing, and Rory Kennedy, a documentarian director, got a hold of it, and she had other plans, so she turned it into something else, and I'm relying on her expertise, or I relied on her expertise to make it be all it could be. And
is opening in Los Angeles at the Landmark New Art Theatre September 29th, and will also be available on cable video on demand on cable providers across the country beginning that same day. The theatrical screenings will expand nationally beginning October 6th, but right now out there in the lineup, De Souza looking to drop a 6-point ride and really turn the heat up on Sebastian Zietz and Jadson Andre. Sebastian did get himself a 6.77 just moments ago, but Adriano's starting to find his flow here.
And he put himself in that rhythm, you know, with those early waves, then put him in with the 9, and then now Jadson trying to answer.
So Jadson trying to get himself back in the heat too. He had a 6.93.
Jadson looking pretty darn good too on wave number 2, a little more smoother on the face. You know, his backhand has been sharp. He's been going straight up and vertical, mixing with the carves, which I like to see. Jadson, he's looking pretty darn confident. It's unfortunate that this wave didn't give him that vertical face through the midsection, but did finish well. So he'll improve on probably that 4.33. But I think out of the exchange, Adriano will get the edge and extend his lead. Take a look at it again here. Just straight up vertical hit off that bigger set wave. Again, that big, deep bottom turn, the big round carves, always holding that rail throughout every maneuver. A little stumble there, but keeps it together, knowing that he's going to get an inside section. You can see that there's a little crease. You can read it pretty well when you're looking at it. Like, okay, I'll stay with this, finish this wave up, because it will give me that last section, which it did. And then Sebastian actually got a little piece of the action here as well. Similar to what we saw from Adriano, sitting back on the haunches on the bottom turn and exploding through the maneuver. Just didn't quite have the size of wave that Adriano did. But these quick successive turns on a smaller wave from Jadson Andre, it was pretty impressive. I think that was the 6.93.
Excellent scores to get himself into the lead. Jadson's after an 8.81. His previous ride came through at an 8. And he goes down the line with speed, launches his board into a nice air, almost spins it into reverse, but brings it around.
Out of it says that probably not, but I mean, it's a set wave left. You know, he's got a fairly strong first maneuver. This wave does stay fairly steep throughout the whole ride. He gets this air here, doesn't spin into reverse, kind of reverts back same way he started. Did his big layback snap that we saw him pull off as a finish move.
Jadson's up once again, on fire with the air reverses. Needs more on this wave though. Loading up the speed, takes to the air one more time, and just over rotating a little.
We saw that combo from him earlier today. Little slap of the board there, knowing that that could have been an opportunity lost, but we saw the rail grab, reverse on the first section, and then the finish with the air reverse no grab. I'm trying to reflect on the score. You know, now needing the 8.74, so very similar, but that one tail high too. You know, that was nice. He came out of it fairly clean. Just unfortunate here, he did not make that maneuver there, because that would have given the judges a lot to think about.
Jadson's going to get another opportunity here on the left. Has some speed, but this wave's just not going to stand up for him. He's not going to find that section to launch off. 15 seconds remaining. De Souza, a complete performance building throughout and shutting it down with a 7.7 at the end. He might just improve on his heat score here, blitzing this one on the backhand. But just gets a little slapped down by the turbulent water there, trying to ride out of that last floating re-entry.
No harm there, though. He's going to take the heat win. Going to move into that quarterfinals. Adriano, his best performance of this event so far, and he finds his way into the quarters. He's got more to give us.
Very convincing. A 9.1, a 7.7, a heat score total of 16.8.